Howard County, Maryland, has just handed a dangerous victory to sanctuary-style policies that prioritize politics over public safety. In a wild week, the county rammed through two emergency bills. CB 16-2026 bans private buildings from becoming ICE detention centers, and CB 17-2026, the real gut punch, limits ICE access to county facilities. It voids contracts supporting law enforcement and forces departments to follow strict non-cooperation guidance. This isn't protection, it's obstruction that could let criminal aliens slip through the cracks. County Executive Calvin Ball started the firestorm, introducing CB 16-2026 on February 2nd, revoking a suspicious building permit in Elkridge and selling it as safeguarding neighborhoods, schools, and human dignity from aggressive federal tactics. The county council held a raucous public hearing on February 4th. Hundreds packed in with signs and chants. Then they unanimously passed the detention ban on February 5th. Ball signed both into law immediately afterward. But the second bill, that's where Howard County Councilwoman Liz Walsh takes center stage. She introduced CB 17-2026, the one mandating the county executive issue anti-ICE guidance, restricting access to public spaces and declaring ICE-related contracts void and unenforceable and against public policy. Walsh co-sponsored the main bill too, modeled her legislation after Montgomery County's Values Act and the state's, and pushed hard for its passage. It passed 4-1. Only Republican David Youngman voted no, warning that it rushed through without enough input from employees, law, or unions. Walsh called it essential for community safety and values. The Council on American Islamic Relations, CAIR, Maryland, cheered her and Ball for decisive action on civil rights and family unity. U.S. Congresswoman Sarah Elfreth piled on, testifying in person at the hearing. She slammed ICE under the current administration, claiming that they are not targeting real threats, and hailed Ball's quick and decisive action while declaring Howard County a national model for resistance. The room erupted in applause for those leaders. However, one courageous Howard County resident refused to play along. She stepped up to the mic and absolutely demolished the narrative. She said, "I'm surrounded by people who suffer from Trump derangement syndrome."
I want to thank you for saving me towards the last of the speakers that are providing testimony, because I am now more in fear of where I live, which is in Columbia, Maryland, surrounded by people who suffer from TDS, who have been brainwashed by the media to fulfill the divide and conquer agenda that the government has. No one has mentioned Rachel Morin. No one has mentioned any victims that have been raped, mutilated, trafficked, used as drug mules, killed by illegal immigrants. Not one person has said anything about a victim here. No one has spoken up about the crime, the influx of drugs and crime that have come with the illegal criminal immigrants. This isn't about race. This is about this county being completely delusional, supporting and enabling criminals who are here illegally. If you're an immigrant and don't have your paperwork, be a responsible adult and get your paperwork together, because if I got pulled over and didn't have my license, I'd be thrown in a holding cell.
Kayla Hamilton, 20, and autistic, was raped and strangled in her Aberdeen home in 2022 by a 16-year-old MS-13 illegal from El Salvador. Rachel Morin, 37, a loving mother of 5, was brutally raped and beaten and murdered in her Bel Air Trail in 2023 by a Salvadoran illegal with a prior murder warrant in his home country. Lesbia Guerrera, 23, was killed in 2025 by her Guatemalan illegal boyfriend. Dakara Thompson, 19, was murdered and her body was dumped along Route 50 in Bowie in 2025. Jefferson Amaya Aliala, 14 years old, lured into a park in College Park and slaughtered by 3 MS-13 illegals from El Salvador in 2025. Gang violence, rapes, and murders in Maryland are too often tied directly to MS-13 and unchecked borders. Policies like these don't just limit cooperation, they send a signal. Howard County won't help remove dangerous criminals. That puts every family at greater risk. One preventable death is one too many, and these Democrat leaders are choosing ideology over victims. We can be compassionate. We can welcome legal immigrants, but we cannot and we must not sacrifice American lives on the altar of values that shield lawbreakers. Public safety is not negotiable. Protecting our children, our families, and our communities comes first. Howard County's elites have made their choice. That fearless resident who testified at the county council meeting, she made hers, and she spoke for millions. Don't stay silent. Call your county council members. Call Liz Walsh. Demand that they reverse course and prioritize victims over virtue signaling. This has been the Loyal Opposition Show, asking you to stand up for yourselves and for your neighbors before it's too late. I'm Bernie Flowers, one of Uncle Sam's wayward sons. This has been the Loyal Opposition Show, and I will see you soon.